Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry it's been dark all day and the weather is just miserable in the UK, so I'm really sorry about the lighting. This is the best that I can do, but guess what arrived in the post today? That's right, the new Pat McGrath eyeshadow of mine. It's not new out, but it's a new one that I got in the sale. My first Pat McGrath eyeshadow. I have had a look at it. I'm very excited. And what was even better was when I went into the parcel, there's lots of this tissue paper. It's a bit like a lucky dip. And I thought, oh, I wonder if they've put any samples in. So I had a little delve around and out came this full-size lipstick. And it's gorgeous. So they've thrown that in for free. So thank you, Pat McGrath. I'm stunned. So let me show you some of these. Now I'm going to give you a quick show because I just can't wait to dig into this, to be honest. I have put some unisex healthy glow on this morning, and I've got some concealer on. But I'm going to do the rest of my face makeup afterwards because my eyes have been watering and they look a bit wrinkly where the powder has gone funny and blah blah blah. So I'll do all that afterwards. I thought I can touch that up afterwards once I've done my eyeshadow. I will swatch you this at the end. I'm absolutely stunned by the formula, completely stunned. It is just beautiful. So let me just show you. See, this is the palette and you open it up so it's a bit like a book, and then inside you have the palette, which looks like, let me get this, one second. So let me just show you the palette. So it looks like this, and it's like a little book, and you open it up, and some of you I know have already got Pat McGrath palettes, but to those of you that haven't, and then it looks like this. And as I said, this wasn't like real pops of bold blues or greens. They didn't have any of those left in the sale, but I thought this looked for a stunning classic golden eye look, and I am stunned with these shades. If they're anything like they swatched on my hands a minute ago, I'm going to be delighted. Now what I've done is I've put the MAC soft ochre base on my eyes. I cannot wait to dip into this, but I will just quickly swatch you some of these shades up here. I think that's going to give you a pretty good representation. So let me just take this film off. And the only thing I don't like about eyeshadow palettes with this is you tend to lose this. And I wish they'd print it on the palette. But anyway, never mind. That's just a small grumble. And as you can hear, that's Jack in the background. So first up, as usual.
Oh no, on my computer instead of my PlayStation.
Oh, well, that makes all the difference then.
Yeah.
Right, so the first up we have Guilt Trip, which is this one here. And I will swatch that for you. I'll just go through all the shades, and then I just can't wait to dig into this and put it on my eyes. Just stunning, stunning, stunning. Then next up we have Bronze Struck. So they just feel so creamy. I'm just trying into a reasonably good light for you guys. Look at that. That's just one swipe.
Yay, clapping.
And then we have Copperized. So I just swatch that one for you.
My headphones.
Aren't they gorgeous? And then we have so I'll go down to the bottom left as I'm looking at it. So this one here, this is stunning. This one is called Illicit, and it's, I'll show you, it is absolutely stunning. Now it doesn't come across as much on camera, but it's like a very dark chocolate brown with a shimmer in it, but it shimmers gold. It is just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I want to use these all on my eyes. I don't know how I'm going to do that. The next one is called Throwing Shade, so I'm just going to swatch that one for you. I'll put this one here. That's Throwing Shade. That's the only matte one, so that one is a good one to use as a transition. Again, the only thing I will say again is this one going to be too shimmery to use as a highlighter, but we will see. So this is a matte shade, and then last but not least we have Gold Rush, and again, just stunning. Look at that. Really creamy, stunning formula. So thank you to the guys that that suggested I get a Pat McGrath palette in the sale, because I don't think I'm going to regret it. And then this was in the package, and this is Pat McGrath Labs Blitztrance lipstick. Really stunning packaging. So you take it out the box like this, and it's got a pair of lips on the front. Look at that, really shimmering. Wouldn't that look lovely in your handbag? And then take the lid off and bend it up, and look all around the side, it looks really sparkly, but on the tip it's not as sparkly, so it looks a lot more. But I'm just going to swatch that for you. I've been swatching away here, so let me swatch that on my hand. And this is going to go beautifully with the palette, so I definitely intend to use that. So let's get on with this, shall we, because I cannot wait. And we'll get started with the eyes. Okay, I got a few gifts, makeup gifts this Christmas. So this is thanks to my stepdaughter. I got an eye set from Real Techniques, and a lot of eye brushes that I don't have. So I'm going to use those, and they come in a container like this. I'll put the details of what this set is called, but it's very good. It's got an essential crease brush. It has a medium shadow brush. It has a shading brush, and it has a fine liner brush, and then finally this one is a lash separator for your lashes when you're doing your mascara. And it all comes in this lovely little case. So I've just realised that there's plastic in the bottom of this, and actually I should have taken that out, because then it goes further down. Anyway, let's get on, shall we? So I'm going to take this essential crease brush, and I'm going to dip it into that matte shadow, which is called Throwing Shade. So it's the only matte in the palette, and it looks like this one here in the middle. Okay, all right, so I'm just going to go in with that one, and I don't think I have to put too much of this on, and I reckon it's going to blend like a dream. And it is. You guys are so bad for me, you know, getting me into all this new makeup. As if I haven't got enough. Okay, I'm going to build that up a little bit more. And tuck a bit of that in the corner. As this is the only matte in the palette, I want to kind of build up the intensity a little bit more. And blend it out. Now my stepdaughter also bought me a palette by Makeup Revolution, which are warm neutrals, which I will be doing a review of shortly. And I've also got some other palettes that I got for Christmas, so, and a couple that I treated myself to out of Christmas money. So for those of you that were getting bored of Charlotte Tilbury, stay tuned for the next couple of weeks because there's plenty new palettes. I haven't bought the Charlotte Tilbury yet, although I have got a voucher. So let me know, because she's got 2 of the new products, her new lipsticks and her glowing skin duo. Let me know. I wasn't sure whether to get the cleanser or not, because I've got quite a few cleansers. But let me know if you want me to review that, and I shall get that. One of you have said that you would like me to do that, but I'd quite like to canvass opinion on whether or not you're interested in seeing that. Okay, so I've just built up very subtly the matte shadow in my crease, and I have to say it blends beautifully, absolutely beautifully. Now, what to use? So I'm going to do, there's just, I want to use all of them, that's the problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out by using the darkest of the shimmer shades, the second darkest, I should say, of the shimmer shades, which is this one here. And I'm going to put that on the outer part of my lid. And I'm going to pack that on with the medium shadow brush. Oh, look at that. It's stunning. Absolutely stunning. I have a feeling I'm going to get obsessed with this line. Okay, and I'll do that on the other side. And then in the middle, I'm going to use this one here, which is, I've forgotten the name of it. I think it's called Copperized. And I'm going to blend that in next. Oh, stunning. I love it. You hardly have to dip the brush in at all to get, like normally to get that kind of payoff, you'd be having to pat that on with your fingers or wet the brush. I mean, if I pat that on now with my fingers, it would really, look at that. It's just stunning. It is, you definitely get what you pay for in this palette, in this formula. And then I'm just going to give the brush a little wipe. Oh, the amount that just comes off on my hand. Look at that, and I'm just giving it a little wipe. And then I'm going to go in with this one, which is called Gold Rush, on the inner corner, so that I can get to use as many shadows as possible. So this one here. Okay. And pack that one on. And they just blend so seamlessly together. I'm delighted. And I'm going to go back in now with that matte shadow and just go in again on the crease and bring it all together. Now, do not fear, because I am going to use all the shadows here. I have to use that dark one. It has to be done. Okay. So if I wanted to up the intensity or just give a bit more of a pop of the colour in the centre, I could just dab that on like that. And I'm going to use that up here. I'm just going to go for it and use it as a highlighter. And then blend it out with my fingers a bit. I'm going to get another brush, a pencil brush, because I'm going to use this dark shade to further define in the corner and also line my upper lid. Okay, I'm going to use Charlotte's smudge brush, and I'm going to take a bit of this very darkest shade here, which, as I say, kicks up a lot in the pan. And I'm just going to tuck that right in. Can you see how pigmented that is? And then take it along. What I might do, I'm not going to use it to line because this brush is too thick. I just do that. And then the other side. And I'm going to use the eyeliner brush that's in this brush set that I've just shown you from Real Techniques. You literally don't need to use much of this at all to build up that intensity. And unlike other shadows, they look dark in the pan, but you really have to build it up to get that intensity, and I haven't had to do anything with that. Now I'm just going to take my crease brush again, and this one is the Essential Crease Brush, and getting it right at the end and circular motions, I'm just going to blend that in to all the other shadows, because I just had to use them all. Now, I say I had to use them all, but I can imagine that this palette is very good for just using that matte colour and one of the shimmers. You could get so many different looks very quickly, very simply, and looking very, very professional. Okay, so I've now done that, but I need to do a little bit of work on the lower line. So first I'm going to go in with that dark shade on the smudge brush and just take it underneath. And then I'm going to just give that a smudge out with my fingers. And then dipping it back into, I think I'll take the copper shade at the top, the shimmer shade, and I just put some of that below. Like so. Okay, and then I'm going to take my pinky and put some of that in the corner of the lightest shade of the palette. And then I'm going to finally take this liner brush and I'm going to go back in with that dark shadow, and I'm going to take it all the way along the top and line the eye with it. This brush is so good as a lining brush, and the shadow helps so much because it's so pigmented. can't imagine what this would be like if you wet it. Can you tell I'm going to be experimenting a lot in the next few days? Just take some of that underneath and swipe it up to connect the two, and the other side. I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now I'm just going to... I've got another mirror in front of me, and I'm just looking in that light to make sure that I've got everything as I want it. I'm going to finish off, and then I'm going to do the lipstick right at the end. So I'm just going to do the rest of my makeup, and I'll see you in a minute. Take care. Okay, I'm back. I will put the details of everything I used below. I just thought I'd come back. I've put Super Size Me lip liner around my lips, and I'm now going in with this lipstick, which was sent to me, which is called Flesh Fatale number 72 Blitztrance lipstick by Pat McGrath. That is stunning. Now, I'm sorry about the light here, guys, but I will leave with a picture so that you can see it in a better light. But I'm absolutely delighted with this little set. And thank you again for the free lipstick, which was a lovely surprise to get in with the eyeshadow palette. Okay, I'm going to edit this bit in because I was so carried away with the look, I forgot to tell you my thoughts. I absolutely love all of this. Absolutely adore it. If you're looking for an eyeshadow that is so easy to blend and that you always feel like you do not blend shadows very well, then this is definitely a formula to go for, because it just blends your colours together seamlessly and so easily. My only slight criticism, although I don't really care, is that the highlighter wasn't light enough for me. So I ended up using some of Charlotte's Filmstar Bronze and Glow under my brow and in the corner on top, because otherwise it just looked too dark. But that is just the palette being the way it is, and I think it's nice to have that other gold, and it would look lovely on the lids, so I don't really care. And most people, let's face it, have got a highlighter elsewhere anyway. So yeah, that's my thoughts. So join me on my next video when I will be doing a review of some of the products that I got this year. Also coming up will be a first impression of the Makeup Revolution palette that I got from my stepdaughter, and I've got some other palettes coming up which I got for Christmas, but haven't had chance to swap presents yet, but we know that we've got them. So me and my sister, we kind of swap presents on FaceTime. FaceTime presents. So I've got a MAC palette coming up there, and another palette by Jeffree Star. So there's lots of new palettes to look forward to. And of course, Charlotte Tilbury, I will be spending my voucher shortly. So please tune into my channel. Please press subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Thank you to everybody that votes for my channel. You know, even those that press unlike, because an unlike is still a vote, and it still actually shows engagement. And not everyone's going to like everybody's videos. So, you know, I'm pleased to get the engagement. So all engagement is engagement. And it also gives me an idea of what you prefer and what you don't prefer. So, yeah, so I'm grateful for everything, and grateful for all of you that have joined me this year. And just keep on being there. That's all I can ask for. And I love doing what I'm doing. So, just thank you so much. All right, I will see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.